early third week, we find the paraxial mesoderm, which is a condensation on either side of the midline. Now, this is a condensed mass. This condensed mass undergoes segmentation. You know what segmentation means? Have a look at the earthworm. Its body is segmented. Similarly, the paraxial mesoderm undergoes segmentation. Each segment is called a somatomere. Now, at each level, you will find a pair of somatomeres, isn't it? If a linear mass of paraxial mesoderm undergoes segmentation, 1, 2, 3, 4 somatomeres. On the other side, if this is left, on the right side, you will still have another mass of paraxial mesoderm, which will be undergoing segmentation. So, for each segment, there will be a pair of somatomeres. And somatomeres make a cephalocaudal appearance. They appear first at the cranial or the cephalic portion and slowly more and more appear at the caudal portion. Cephalocaudal appearance and progression. One more thing happens. I think I have mentioned this to you. There is a cephalocaudal sequencing. In other words, the cranial part or the cephalic part appears first. A few somatomeres will appear in the cranial part, and then slowly there will be more and more getting added up from the caudal area. But also, as the caudal segments are being added, the cranial segments will slowly disappear. That can also happen in a craniocaudal sequencing, about which detail we'll see later, not now. For the present, remember the cephalocaudal appearance and progression of the somites happens. We would have to know about this. Appearance cephalocaudally and cephalocaudal sequencing where there is a disappearance cranially are two different things. I would want you to remember only the cephalocaudal appearance now. That means first appearing somites will be at the cranial end. Later appearing somites will be at the caudal end. We will forget about the disappearance. We will forget about what happens later for the present. Agreed? Now you can have a look at the somites now. Can you see that? This is the cranial end. See, the ectoderm is partially removed. Can you see that cut end or cut edge of the ectoderm? If the germ disc was lying like this, okay, the ectoderm, beneath the ectoderm, let me draw it here. Let me see this way, ectoderm. Beneath the ectoderm would be the neural tube. And on either side of the neural tube. So if I put a picture this way, ectoderm, the neural tube in the midline, and this is the paraxial mesoderm, and this is the paraxial mesoderm. Okay, if I have to look at it from here and look at the structures from here to see if this structure is undergoing segmentation, I would have to remove this part of the ectoderm. And that's what I've done here. So here the ectoderm's cut edge can be seen. The ectoderm has been partially removed, and this is the neural tube. And on either side you find the paraxial mesoderm. See here, the segmentation is complete, but the segmentation is incomplete here. You find a partial segmentation. So this is what makes its appearance craniocaudal. Craniocaudal appearance of the somatomeres. Now what happens to the somatomeres? Inside the somatomere, if you take one single somatomere, if I say this is one single somatomere, there will be a central point for that unit. For that segment or unit, there will be a central point. So, the mesodermal cells are arranged in concentric whorls around that central core. Within that block, there is a central point and the mesodermal cells are arranged in whorls around that central point.